Darryl, start off with David Moyes, because there seems to be something about Glaswegian managers. There's a lot of good ones, isn't there? And where would you rate him among British managers at the moment?
Well, he's done an incredible job at Everton. Limited resources and not a big budget for players. They've not got a massive squad, and every year they seem to get better. So you've got to take your hat off to him. He's done an incredible job.
Yeah, and I don't know, some players watch football on telly a lot more than others, but are you an avid watcher of live games? Because obviously you've seen a lot of Everton on telly.
Yeah, like I've watched a lot of them recently. I watched their game against Chelsea and Newcastle the other night there, and it's every season they just seem to get better. They seem to add another dimension to their game, and this year they're solid at the back. They're hard working. Against Chelsea the other night, as soon as they got forward the numbers, and as soon as they lost the ball, they were winning it back within 10 seconds. And that's against Chelsea with the kind of quality of players they've got. So yeah, I think they're one of the best sides and on-form sides in the Premiership at the moment.
Yeah, similar to when he played Tottenham, isn't it? Because at the time Bale was, I know he didn't play, but he was on fire, and they were probably one of the informed teams, and it's happened again this season with a team that aren't languishing exactly in the league, are they?
I know. It's a good thing though. These are the type of ties that you want. When you get to that stage in the competition, then these are the ties you want. You want to test yourselves against these guys, and hopefully David. It's a kind of catch-22. You want David Moyes to make changes so that their fringe players are a little bit rusty, but you want to pit your wits against the best that they've got at the same time. So whatever side he puts out, it's going to be a really tough test for us.
How does it feel when you see those players on telly thinking I'm going to be playing against them shortly? Is it excitement?
It's a bit daunting sometimes when you see what they're doing. You're like, oh my god! Like if Chelsea and Newcastle can't do anything about it, then what are we going to be able to do? But that's what football's all about, and that's why cup upsets are so good, and why can't we be one of those cup upsets?
Yeah, so we don't know what team he's going to put out, obviously, but if it's full strength, it would be probably Distan and either Jagielka or Heitinger, but Distan's obviously a big unit. What do you think you can do against players like that you might not do against League Two, or do you just have to treat them the same as the league game?
You'd have to treat them the same, and hopefully they'd be the ones that are, they're thinking, we're playing against League Two players, and maybe they get a bit complacent and think that they can, drop their standards a little bit against you, and if they do that, then that's your opportunity to try and take advantage of lapses in concentration, or try and get your game, get your movement working, and just keeping them moving really, because if you can keep them moving for 90 minutes, they're not going to go through the whole 90 minutes not being in the wrong position once, or something. So it's when those situations arrive on Monday night, we need to make sure we can take full advantage of them.
The wages they get paid, and is a world away, isn't it? But they're still fallible, and it's the human beings that can make mistakes. And
of course, it's human nature. You can't possibly be at 100% every single time you go on the pitch. That's why football's such a great sport. Who would have had QPR winning the other night there against Chelsea? No one would have had it. So that's the beauty of the game, and like I said earlier, hopefully we can be one of those cup upsets.
Yeah, one Scotsman in the squad that you've got links with going back, Stephen Naismith. Can you tell me a bit about how you know him and what he's like as a player?
I've known Naisy for years now. Since we've been 18, we've been in Scotland setups together. We've played at Scotland under 21s, Scotland future squad, Scotland B. And he's obviously went on to represent Scotland at full international level as well, and I've kept in touch with him when I was back up in Scotland on loan at Hibs for a while. He was still at Rangers, and we managed to catch up a few times then, and it'd be good to see him again, and he's went on, he's done so well for himself.
Yeah, have you contacted him since? Have you been in contact with him since you got through against Hereford?
Since the draw, no, I've not actually. I'll probably try and contact him over the next couple of days, and see what he's got to say for himself.
Yeah, find out who's playing.
Try and get a bit of info off him, whether he's playing or not. But no, it'd be good to see him, and Garbs is obviously there as well. We all know Garbs from his loan spell here last year, so it'd be good to see them.
Yeah, you came on against Tottenham, didn't you? Off the bench. So how much would it mean to start this one from the off?
Yeah, but it'd be great. Like I say, we've been lucky enough to draw two Premiership teams 2 years on the bounce in the cup. So you know, you don't always get these opportunities, so it would be nice to start this one.
Yeah, I spoke to you after the Boxing Day. Obviously, you were delighted with the performance and get the goal. And Oxford, I don't know what it was like to play in, but it was a funny game to watch because it seemed a bit flat and the pitch obviously wasn't the best. But you seemed to get into the final third, and then you looked like you were ready, but the balls into the box probably lacking a bit. Was that what you say from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, I felt quite sharp again. You know, I think me and Jeff kind of linked up a few times. We tried to get like 1-2s going round the edge of the box, but you know, either the second ball was, you know, too heavy, or you know, a couple of times they just defended really well. You know, their fullback. I remember once in the first half, their fullbacks covered from left back round the far centre half, or else, you know, if he hadn't covered, I was in. So it was a case of them just defending really well, and maybe our final pass not being quite there.
Yeah, but obviously hoping to get another crack at it, because obviously you've spoken about it before, in and out of the side, but one great performance, I mean, don't think anyone could accuse you of missing chances against Oxford. I don't think you had any, but so.
No. I know, I can't remember having one shot on goal, to be honest, or even having an opportunity to have a shot on goal. But you know, maybe I need to try and be a little bit more selfish, but I suppose you need the ball to be able to do it. But no, if we can, you know, we know what our pitch is going to be like. You know, it's going to be better than Oxford pitch. Their pitch was really heavy, and you know, we know what our pitch is like. You know it's going to be good, and we'll be able to move the ball around a little bit quicker, and you know, hopefully we can put in the type of performance with the type of tempo and energy that we had against Wicklow. Yeah,
just finally, have you, probably asked you this before Tottenham, but have you played in any upsets? Been on the right end of any cup upsets yet?
No, I've been on the wrong end of a couple, but no, I've never been the giant killer. I've always been the giant killie, so hopefully it'll be nice to be on the other side this time.
Yeah.